Concerning the allegations of harassment by Lovlina Borgohain, the Assam Olympic Association has reacted to the allegations levelled by Lovlina against the sports authorities. The General Secretary of the Assam Olympic Association told Chief Minister Himanta Sharma that it is looking into the entire matter. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in. Let's listen in to the officials, those voices which are coming
in. Lovlina has tweeted regarding her personal strength and conditioning coach Amaya that he is not being accredited to the national boxing team to Commonwealth Games. But this time Indian Olympic is giving more strength to the Indian boxing team as it has more potentiality. So it is very unfortunate that there must be some misunderstandings. So Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma sir, and he is also looking after this matter very seriously. So I hope there will be a solution very soon, because we, at this juncture of time when Lovlina's bout is very near in Commonwealth Games, this matter should be sorted out so that she can win medal.
I'm joined by Niloy Bhattacharjee on the broadcast to get the latest details as action is now being taken after Lovlina Borgohain made those stunning allegations on social media. Niloy, so what action is being taken by the state government?
Right, but first of all, Lovlina's the tweet, she mentioned about her coach and her mentor. She's not only her boxing coach, but her mental strength also, Sandhya Gurung. So she said that Sandhya Gurung was not been allowed into the games village. So now we learned that she has been provided the accreditation, the games village accreditation. So from tomorrow onwards, Sandhya Gurung would be allowed, Dronacharya Sandhya Gurung would be allowed inside the camp. So she would be near Lovlina. That is one positive thing. And on the second side, Lovlina's father is also very apprehensive. He has categorically mentioned this is not for the first time she has tweeted rather, but she has mentioned these things about to her father during her visit to her native village in Golaghat, where she has mentioned about the coach, but not that seriously. So it's a shocker for her parents also. But the father, Lovlina Borgohain, has appealed to her to leave all these things behind and concentrate more into the games so that her medals can speak for herself. So this is one thing. The sports sports department or the ministry is looked after by the Chief Minister himself. So definitely the Chief Minister is also looking into the matter. But as the Assam Olympic Association's secretary, he has mentioned that definitely there has been a misunderstanding between the coach or the federation and Lovlina. So these things will be sorted out. But definitely yes, this is a serious allegation, because she has mentioned in the tweet that she has not been able to practice for last 8 days. Now these 8 days are very crucial. She left Ireland yesterday and reached Birmingham today. So she has not been practicing for the last 8 days. She has been quarreling about and fighting on her coaches. So these are very unprecedented things. So these should be actually straightened out before she goes to the bout.
Absolutely. All of this should be straightened out, and we're getting a reaction from the Sports Ministry of the nation, which has said that now they have intervened in this entire matter pertaining to those charges of mental harassment coming in from Lovlina Borgohain. Now, the Sports Ministry has asked the Indian Olympic Association to give the CWG Games Village the accreditation of Lovlina's coach, to give the clearance to Lovlina's coach. That's the pitch coming in from the Sports Ministry, to allow Lovlina's coach to enter the village so that Lovlina can continue with her training, because that's the allegation that was coming up, where she was saying that her coach, who was someone who has honed her as an athlete, he wasn't being given access. I'm joined by Shivani Gupta on the phone line on this piece of breaking news where the Sports Ministry has now intervened. So Shivani, could we chalk this up to a misunderstanding between the coach and the sports authorities, or do you think heads will roll?
I think this is definitely more than a misunderstanding, Ayushman, because what the Sports Ministry is saying is that, one, now they have asked the Indian Olympic Association that the accreditation should be given to Lovlina's personal coach, Ms. Sandhya Gurung. Clearly, she was not given the accreditation earlier, which is why Lovlina as she mentioned in her complaint on social media, her coach was not able to enter the games village. Only accredited official members of the contingent can do so. But interestingly, what the sports ministry is also telling us is that actually Sandhya Gurung's name was included in the final Commonwealth Games contingent last week. And this was done on a special recommendation which was made by Sports Authority of India to the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. So therefore, this was done last week. So what went wrong? If Sandhya Gurung was part of the official contingent list, then why did she not have the accreditation to be able to enter the Games Village? And I think on this, Indian Olympic Association and the Boxing Federation will have to do some answering. Also, what the Sports Ministry is saying, as was mentioned by Lovlina Borgohain in her complaint as well, is that in the camp that was held earlier in March by the Boxing Federation, the names of Ms. Gurung and Lovlina's strength and conditioning coach were not there. But on Lovlina's intervention and request, the Sports Authority of India had intervened and asked the federation to include both her personal coaches. Eventually, both of them had joined the camp. If you remember, Lovlina in her complaint also had mentioned that she's been having to fight repeatedly and request repeatedly to get her coaches into the national camp as well. And now finally at the Commonwealth Games, they're not able to enter the Games Village. So certainly something has gone horribly wrong, because if somebody's name is there in the contingent list, they should ideally have an accreditation. Things obviously will settle down now. There is still some time to go, of course, before the official start. So hopefully Lovlina will be able to recover from these setbacks and needless hindrances in her training. But certainly the ministry will have to do some sort of a check as to what went wrong here. For now, they have asked the IOA to give the accreditation to Ms. Gurung.
Right. Thank you, Shivani, for joining us on the broadcast. So while an athlete should be focusing on their game and their fitness, they shouldn't be involved in trying to get access to their coaches to prepare for a very important games, namely the Commonwealth Games, which are just 8 days away in Birmingham. So clearly, now with the sports ministry intervening, hopefully everything gets cleared up. But this is a huge lapse when it comes to the management of India's top athletes. Prime Minister Modi has put the onus on them to bring the gold for India. So given that mission, they shouldn't be focusing on these logistics. They should only be focusing on their game. So hopefully Lovlina can now focus on her game when it comes to clinching that gold at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Let's shift focus, and we have got a reaction from Lovlina Borgohain's father, who has termed the recent developments as disturbing and said that this has hampered her entire preparation for the Commonwealth Games. Listen in.
उसने ट्वीट किया है वो उनका जो कोच है, कोच को गेम विलेज में जो बर्मिंघम में अभी कॉमनवेल्थ गेम शुरू है उसमें उसको घुसने नहीं दिया है, वो एंट्री नहीं होने दिया है बोल के ये ट्वीट किया है। और बार बार उनका कोच चेंज करके उनको हरासमेंट दिया है ऐसे बोल के एक ट्वीट किया है। एक्चुअली अगर ऐसा हुआ है तो मैं सोचता हूँ ये अच्छा नहीं है, वो बहुत दुखद बात है। ये सब छोड़ के जो हो गया ये सब छोड़ के खेल में वो फोकस दे, अच्छा होगा, अच्छा से वो खेल के लिए सोचे। अभी 2-4 दिन में कॉमनवेल्थ गेम शुरू होगा तो उसमें उनका परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा रहे।
ये सब तो हमें तो इतना आइडिया नहीं रहते, क्योंकि हम लोग को कोचिंग पे ध्यान देते हैं कि हम बच्चों को मतलब परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा उनका परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा हो और हम लोग अच्छी तरह से ट्रेनिंग कराए। तो यही बच्चे यही एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं, जिससे ट्रेनिंग किया है उसको होना जरूरी है, ये सोचते हैं। तो थोड़ा सा मेंटली उन लोगों को ये डिस्टर्ब होता है कि अपने कोच को ना ले जाए, तो वही उसके थोड़ा इसी में डिस्टर्ब होता है। तो हम लोग ये नहीं चाहते कि बच्चों के डिस्टर्ब ना हो। कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग ना आए हुए ठीक है, बाकी कोचेस रहते हैं, फिर भी बच्चे तो मानते नहीं। एक्चुअली जहाँ हम लोग आयरलैंड से यहाँ आए हैं तो अच्छी तरह से चल रहे हैं। और यहाँ तक वजह एक थोड़ा सा अभी प्रॉब्लम है, जो एक्रेडिटेशन कार्ड है जो वो ना होने की वजह से मैं अंदर जा नहीं पा रही हूँ। तो अंदर के मतलब उन लोगों से मिला भी नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि जब तक वो बाहर नहीं आएगा तो मिल नहीं पाएगी। तो आज शाम तक हो सके तो हो जाएंगे, उन लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं। तो अगर होगा तो मैं जा पाऊंगी, ट्रेनिंग करा पाऊंगी, नहीं तो नहीं कर पाऊंगी।